So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're at the end of another module, and in fact this completes this course. We're now at the end of our LFCS Linux Operation Essentials. But if we look at what we're taking a look at within this module, we're installing some of our configuration management tools, and we were looking at Puppet, and this is going to be one of the most common tools that you're going to find. And as we went through, we saw that we needed to enable the EPEL repository or even point through to the Puppet Labs own repositories. We can then go through and run the command yum install -y puppet. And we can see then that this is very much Ruby based, with the amount of Ruby product that is also going to be installed. Once we have got it installed, we can check the version of Puppet that we have on an individual client by using then puppet --version. We've got a command called factor, and we would have seen that this would have been a dependency package to Puppet itself. And this then can be used to pass configuration detail or data through to Puppet itself. We could run the factor command, but if we go through and grep for something like hostname, we can see the hostname, and we can even then go through and extrapolate the domain from it, so factor, grep and domain. And then we can see that we can start setting up a rule for server1.example.com that we were working with. And these rules are going to be configured within manifests. We created the manifest, the site.ppp. For us, it didn't really matter because we were using the client to apply a local manifest, but normally we'd be looking through for the site.ppp, so we just stuck with that name. And with this, then we can apply rules for files, for packages, for services, and for users. And the underlying mechanism to, let's say, install maybe a package doesn't really matter, or to start up a service. We need to just say that that service has to be present and running, or the package has to be present and installed. We don't care how it's installed. So on an Ubuntu system, we'd be using apt to run the install, where we would use yum to run an install of a package. We kept it to a simple file, but we used that file then to make sure that we could have our local repository, or pointing through to that HTTP-based repository on our local network. Now we use the Puppet client to apply the local policy, but normally the Puppet client would be running as a service and then checking into the Puppet server every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, however you wanted it configured. So automatically then we can apply data as necessary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, the end of another course, so well done. But next up, we're going to be taking a look at CentOS Enterprise Linux 7 user and group management, which includes some really great things when we're looking at LDAP directories as well. So I hope to see you back very soon for the next course.